there! Ultizeta here, and welcome back to more Let's Play! I almost just said Luigi's Mansion. It is not. Do you know about Slowpoke Tail? I heard it's tasty. Aren't you glad I told you that? Anyways, welcome back to more Let's Play Pokemon Crystal! In the last episode, we got here to Azalea Town after some trainer battles. And that guy's blocking the gym, so evidently we've got to do something first. I ignore the forest, but I am very curious, who the hell is Kurt? Because I've never heard of a Kurt. Kurt says, who are you? Ulti, you want to make me some balls? You know Team Rocket? Oh, don't worry, I'll tell you anyhow. They're an evil gang that uses Pokemon for their dirty work. They're supposed to have disbanded 3 years ago. Anyways, they're at the well, cutting off Slowpoke tails for sale. So I'm gonna go give them a lesson in pain. Hang on, Slowpoke. Old Kurt is on his way. Old is right, but... well, he's certainly fast on his feet for being old. And that guy clearing the well is blocking it. The guy blocking it is gone, so we can go in here now. Kurt says, hey there. The guard up top took off when I shouted at him, but then I took a tumble down the well. I slammed down hard on my back, so I can't move. Rats, if I were fit, my Pokemon would punish them. I can't be helped. Ulti, show them how gutsy you are in my place. I should probably take you to a doctor, because, I mean, we don't want you to get paralyzed if you're so in pain from back pains that you cannot move. That sounds very, very dangerous. Anyways, hello Team Rocket member. Darn, I was standing guard up top when some old coot yelled at me. He startled me so much that I fell down here. I think I'll vent up my anger by taking it out on you! Even though you could vent your anger right at him because he's just around the corner and I'm just some random kid. Whatever, Rocket Grunt wants to battle. So yes, Team Rocket returns in this game from the previous. They are... well, I'll probably get around to that later. When it's live commentary, and I can actually discuss it more appropriately, but for now, we're just fighting them. They're back in this game. It's also worth noting that Johto takes place 3 years after Kanto. So this is 3 years after the Pokemon Blue playthrough, even though in real time, it's only been 2 years from my Let's Play. So, I'm a bit quick on my feet, I guess. I don't know. I got their usual Rattata stuff, and Zubat and Coughing, and all the usual stuff you come to expect from Team Rocket. They have not adapted to the Johto ways of life yet. They are not on a Johto journey. But, yeah. This is gonna be an interesting episode to post-commentate over, because of what happens in it. Oh, man. Basically, there are 4 trainers in this well. It is a very small area, and the only goal is to get rid of all the trainers. And since there are 4 mandatory battles, I elect to keep them all in. And that becomes very painful after this first battle. Mainly because of the second battle. So I'm going to have some fun. I'm gonna have a lot of fun coming up with something to commentate over. But for the time being, we've got to just kill this Rattata. I slowly whittle it down. It quick attacks me, and basically renders Kelly a bit, unfortunately, low on health, rendering her somewhat unusable for the time being. Somewhat. She can be used if necessary, but I'd prefer not to. Next trainer! Stop taking tails? Yeah, just try to defeat all of us. How about you take Sonic or Knuckles instead? You might have more fun with them. I don't know what fun you're having. Anyways, meet the bane of my existence, this Zubat. Haha. So, I'm sure we all know what Zubats are infamous for, other than existing. They know a certain move. They know Supersonic, which confuses you. And for those not in the know, confusion gives your Pokemon a random chance of damaging themselves instead of the opponent on their turn. It's a random chance, and it utterly ruins me this battle because I get fucked over. Sokka can't do jack shit. And I'm very immensely frustrated by that, and so I'm very glad that I'm redoing the commentary for this, because I got pissed off. But to me, it's kind of rightfully so. So, I wrote in my notes to just explain why I hate this. So, you get to enjoy my terrible commentary. Terrible gameplay as I try and work out, like, what the hell am I supposed to do to actually achieve victory here? And it becomes a bit lengthy. I even have a little bit of a video cut in it eventually. But basically, confusion. Why I hate it. Well, to put it simply, I have a very distinct frustration with this kind of mechanic. And I think I understand why better now than I used to. The frustration from a mechanic like that, where it's like, I think we've all kind of experienced it too, where it's like, whether it's confusion or like lowering accuracy or anything like that. It doesn't even have to be necessarily in Pokemon. I've encountered it in stuff like Fire Emblem and whatever, and other things too. The point is, the frustration comes from just a sense of the game is fighting you. It happens in speedruns a lot, where it's like, there are moments of like, speedruns tend to be, you know, execution focused, but then there's a moment of a random number generator, something randomized, something that is inconsistent, and that RNG will fuck you over in a run, in a speedrun, and it'll affect things negatively, and it's like, randomization can be fun, but typically in a sense of like, you're trying to strategize, you're trying to be efficient, you're trying to execute as accurately as you can. Randomization, in that regards, sucks, because you can't plan for it. And on the one hand, sometimes not being able to plan for something is enjoyable. Say, for instance, the boss fights in Shovel Knight. They all have the same kinds of moves that they can do, but the order that they will do them in sometimes is randomized. Not consistently randomized for all of the bosses, some of them are a little more pattern-based than others, but it was an effort to make the boss fights more interesting and less pattern-based. It wasn't done in such a way that you couldn't still develop some consistency or understand how to deal with them, but it was definitely done in a way to make them feel a little bit less like the more generic Mega Man style bosses, which are heavily pattern-based to the point of where if you know their pattern, they become pathetically easy and there's no real challenge anymore. It just becomes a battle of memorization more than actual, like, reaction and skill. So, it can be used to positive effect. I'm not making this a rant about, like, oh, randomization, it sucks, it's terrible, never have it, ever, ever. Everything should be 100% the same every single time you ever do a thing. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, when you have enemy... For this in particular, when you have enemy creatures, enemy encounters, enemy battles, whether it's a random encounter or not, having them play under the exact same rules as you, in this situation, can be immensely frustrating, because when, say for instance, you're using a confusion move on a live opponent, a live person, then if the game makes that opponent hit themselves, then it's like, oh, okay, yeah. Like, you both can kind of accept that. It's kind of why a lot of the randomness in Mario Party is more acceptable, because, like, you're all humans competing, and then the game decides something, and it's like, okay, well, you're not competing against the game, you're competing against humans, so if the game decides something, you can't exactly blame the human you're fighting. When an enemy that is controlled by the game, though, when the game AI does something, and then the game's randomization supports that, it doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it definitely feels way more like the game is fighting you, fighting against you, as opposed to, like, you working with the game mechanics. It feels like the game mechanics are punishing you for existing. And so for the sense of, like, the randomized moves, it feels frustrating that, like, you have to sometimes rely on that, and it's like, sometimes it feels like it's just weighted against your favor. And I just feel like, for, like, enemy encounters, like, in a single-player setting, I do feel like... I just feel that dealing with that randomness is immensely frustrating, way more annoying than it has any right to be. And it doesn't feel like it's your fault. It just feels like it's the game messing with you. It doesn't feel like the game chose a good strategy, like it would in, say, a multiplayer match against a real live opponent. It just feels like the game is like, hey, you know what? No, I've decided that you're not gonna do this well. So, yeah, I don't think it's a great mechanic to have stuff like that in the single-player mode. Not that I don't think you should be able to use it, but I do think that, like, the way it works, I feel like mechanics like that should work differently for and on computer opponents compared to what they do in multiplayer modes. And I don't think that would be very difficult to really do, especially since, I mean, battles against live opponents are always separated from the main game anyway. Like, they're always in, like, a very specific dedicated mode and function, so I don't think it would be that hard to just apply, like, hey, if inside this mode, move does this instead. Like, I don't think that would... I'm not exactly a professional coder or programmer. I don't think it would be that hard to just have an extra type of mechanic. So, yeah, that's why it's just so immensely frustrating, and why I hate it in Pokemon and other games. It's not a problem exclusive to Pokemon, but it is just frustrating, especially because this is an RPG role-playing game. So it feels like it should be more strategic. And it's one thing to have your strategy be to rely on luck, if you're like hoping for a critical hit or something, or if you're trying to use Leer a bunch and lower the defense of an opponent and then hoping that you're gonna hit or whatever. I don't know. I didn't mean Leer. I meant what I was doing earlier with Desmond, where I was flashing a bunch. Actually, no, that was Farron. Sorry, I have not even really been looking at the gameplay. I watched it earlier and it was painful, so I don't really want to watch it again. My point is... What was my point? My point is that I don't think it should... If you choose to rely on a random chance to try and do something, that is your choice. You are choosing to rely on randomness. But I do not think that randomness should be applied to the opponents that you're fighting. Because then it doesn't feel like your choice anymore. Then it just feels like the game's fucking you over. Anyways, I get this item, it's a super potion. And I'm like, okay, I absolutely need to heal up after that massacre, so let's go heal up. So thank you. That was a 9-minute battle. 9+ because I cut some of it out. Quit taking Slowpoke Tails. If we obeyed you, Team Rocket's reputation would be ruined. Oh no! Okay, so that was my rant. Team Rocket Grunt sent out Rattata. Look at that butt wiggle. So, now I can talk about Sandshrew, because that's what I talk about in my notes. I talk about remembering an anime short, where Sandshrew is hiding and playing hide and seek, and, because, like, I was talking about, like, I like the brick design of Sandshrew. It's cute, and it is kind of like a brick wall pattern. I remembered, like, how he, in that anime short, I think it's like it is one of the Johto ones, and it's involving Pikachu, and he's like, they're all playing hide and seek, and he waddles up to a brick wall and just camouflages with it, and he just sits there, and it's like, that's his hiding spot, and it's just, for some reason, that's really memorable and sticks with me very strongly, and I like it a lot. I like those Pikachu anime shorts. When I get around to Gen 3, I'm gonna have a story to share with that. Anyways, I'm not taking any chances with any more future Zubats, so I'm just like, I'm just immediately aiming to destroy them as best I can. And ha! You didn't affect me. Randomization didn't work in your favor that time. So suck it, Zubat. Zuby-dooby-doobat. Okay, So, I should probably say, for the future of this Let's Play, so far, all 5 episodes that I've been doing post-commentary for, I did edit them myself. I originally tried to get around the audio issues by just editing around them, and it was super draining on me, and ultimately I only ended up editing through 5 episodes of Pokemon Crystal back in approximately, I don't know, July-ish was when I was doing it. When I was trying to edit these videos. Hold on, I'll read this guy's dialogue. What do you want? If you interrupt our work, don't expect any mercy. So, because I have only edited 5 episodes, these are the 5 episodes that I've been doing the post-commentary for. So I've been post-commentating over edited episodes. That is going to change for episodes 6, 7, and 8. I'll still be doing my usual, like, listen to the original audio commentary, take some notes and stuff, but I won't be able to do stuff like talk over a transition, because I'm probably just going to actually edit afterwards. So, I'm just bringing this up just for the sake of transparency and easier understanding for watching the Let's Play. Yeah. I will still be doing post-commentary for a few more episodes, but they will not be as cleanly edited as these ones. As far as, like, my commentary and awareness is concerned. So, I was just letting you know, because I have nothing to say about these guys. Yeah, Team Rocket was broken up 3 years ago, but we continued our activities underground. Now you can have fun watching us stir up trouble. And Kurt is here, because he's not paralyzed. Way to go, Ulti! Team Rocket has taken off. My back's better too. Let's get out of here. And now we're just here. So I go to heal up, and I'm just like, okay, I'm done. I'm tired. I have the Zubats and Team Rocket. So next time on Let's Play Pokemon Crystal, the same plan as last time. We are going to be going to the Azalea Town Gym. Or Azalea City Gym. I don't know if it's a town or city. Whatever. Point is, we're going to go to the gym and do a thing. And I don't know how it goes, because I don't remember, but we'll find out together. See you guys next time on Let's Play Pokemon Crystal. Bye-bye.